Hey, it's Susie. This is a quick stretch, great for my athletes who are looking to prevent injury, reduce recovery time, and increase their overall flexibility. Remember, the more you do these practices, the more benefits you will see and receive. Thanks for joining me. Namaste. Workout stretch. We're going to get right to it. You might like a blanket handy or a towel if you have tender knees. We're going to begin on all fours, tabletop posture for a couple of cat-cow rolls. Inhale, head, tail lift. Exhale, round through your spine, chin to chest. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round through your spine. Come back into neutral. Step your right foot forward. So we're in more of a 90-90 kind of lunge. Knee over ankle and the thigh bone parallel to the floor. If you have any uncomfortability underneath the left knee, go ahead and slide a blanket or roll up the edge of your mat. I want you to focus on this stretch from the left hip point down to the knee so you really get into the front of that hip flexor. Drive into the front heel, reach your arms up high towards the sky. Right hand is going to grab your left wrist, reach up a little taller towards the ceiling, and then bend to the right side. This is going to deepen the stretch all along the left side body and really in front of that left hip flexor as you're exaggerating the movement from left hip point to left knee. Rise back up, switch arms. Left hand grabs the right, reach tall and exhale side, body left. So just counterbalancing a little bit here. Reach back up to the sky, release the hands behind you, clasp them together, heels of the hands together, move them away from your back body. Continue scissoring the front heel back, the back knee forward, and stretching from left hip point to left knee. Sweep your arms to the sky, frame your front foot, tuck your back toes, runner's lunge. Stretch the right leg straight. Hips are stacked over the left knee. Pull the right hip back in space and reach your heart forward. You could always grab bricks or books, anything really handy to bring the earth a little bit closer to you. If you need more sensation, roll the pinky toe towards the mat, may or may not touch. Even more, walk your hands to the outside of the extended leg. You should feel big opening all along the outer band of the right thigh. Keep that feeling of mat back and heart forward as you breathe into the back of the right leg and the outer edge of the right leg. One more breath here. Unwind your toes back to the sky. Rock onto the sole of your front foot. Tuck your left toe, slide the knee back slightly, and walk your hands to the inside of the front foot. So we're in what we call a lizard pose here. Again, the option to bring the earth closer to you with pillows, books, blocks, whatever you have handy. I'm going to give you a couple of places to explore here. So this might be enough. Stretching outer hip and left hip flexor. Coming down onto your forearms, if that's accessible, that's another place we can visit. Tucking your back toes and lifting the knee slightly. So not as much up, but thinking back with your left heel as you reach your heart forward. Breath is slow and deep. Breathing into all of those tight places. Outer hip, left hip flexor, maybe your traps and shoulders. One more cycle of breath here. Drop the left knee if it's not already there. Come up onto the hands. Let's take a little twist. Left hand down, the right arm up to the sky or to the back foot. If it's available here, bend the back leg, grab the pinky toe edge. We're getting a little quad stretch here. If this is not available, you could grab a towel or even a sock, anything to hoist that back leg a little closer to you. Be mindful of your low back here. Focus the stretch on your left quadricep, the front of the left thigh. Last big breath. Slowly release the back toes, hands to the inside, step back to downward facing dog. So making an upside down V shape, pointer fingers parallel to the earth, hips go high, your heels move towards the ground. If this feels like a lot of stretch in the backs of your legs, bend your knees as much as you need here so the spine can be straight and long. Let's take 2 breaths all into the back body. And then come back into tabletop pose, 3 cat-cows. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round through the spine. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round through the spine. And then come into neutral. The left foot steps forward, coming into that 90-90 lunge. Knee over ankle, hip point over knee. We're scissoring the front heel back and the back knee in. And then arms go up to the sky. Find this stretch from the right hip point down to the right knee so you're opening all along that front hip flexor. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Inhale towards the sky and then exhale, side bend left. Keep the torso upright. Continue to stretch from right hip point to right knee. And again, remember, if you've got discomfort in the right kneecap, you could always slide a blanket or a towel or roll up the edge of your mat if you happen to be on a yoga mat today. Rise back up, second side, right grabs the left wrist, inhale up first, and then exhale over to the right just for a little counter stretch. Come back to center, runner's lunge. Frame the front foot, tuck your back toes, stretch the front legs straight. So the back hip is over the knee, my front leg is straight, and I'm pulling the left hip back in space. It really wants to creep forward here, but pulling it back is going to keep the activation and sensation where we want it to be. Flex the toes towards your face. If you need even more here, spin the pinky toe towards the corner of your mat. It may or may not touch, but that should heighten the sensation all along the outer band of the left leg. Even more, walk your hands to the outside of the extended leg. Think of pulling the ground back and your heart forward. I'm continuing to scissor my front heel back, my back knee forward, and that helps to light up the sensation in the back of my leg as well. And then frame your front foot, rock onto the sole, coming into lizard pose. Tuck your right toes, slide the right knee back slightly so you're not on the kneecap, but really that fleshy part right at the very beginning of your thigh. Hands to the inside of the front foot. My left foot is in front of my left knee. And again, option to stay here or slide in a little support to bring the earth a little bit closer to you. If you have the space, you can come down onto your forearms. You could explore tucking your right toes and kicking into that heel. But really tune in and listen to your body and your breath. It's this balance of knowing the difference between good pain and bad pain, of effort and ease. To let go of that push, 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 and allow yourself to just settle in, to slow down your breath, and to receive the benefits. And then slowly drop the back knee down, walk up onto the palms, slide back into downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, hips go high. Press the heels of the hands forward as you send the hips up towards the sky. And then rock forward into a plank pose. Come all the way onto your belly. Stretching the front of the shoulders. Take your left arm to the letter T, left ear to the mat. Right hand underneath the right shoulder. Pick up the right leg and then roll over the left side hip. The right sole of your foot can come to the earth and the kneecap points up high to the sky. So we're just breathing into the front of the left pec, the front of the left shoulder. Little twist through the torso as well. If you want to intensify this, the right arm could reach up to the sky, behind your back, or even slide underneath your left side waist. And then reach it back up to the sky. slowly unwind. Come back onto your belly. Hands underneath your shoulders. Keep the elbows tucked in. Use your back to lift your heart for a little cobra pose. Roll down, second side. Right arm to the T, right ear to the mat. Left hand underneath your left shoulder. Pick up the left leg and roll over the right side hip. The sole of the left foot finds the earth. The left kneecap points up towards the sky. Again, option to stay right here or stretch the left arm up and back, snuggling into the small of your back or even underneath the right side waist. Tuning in to the twist through your spine. Open and stretch through the front of your chest and shoulder. And then release the left arm up, roll back onto your belly. Take your arms wider than the mat. Keep peeling the heart up as you use your back to lift your heart. And then roll down. Tuck your toes, hips to heels, child's pose. So really stretching into the outer hips, the low back, and your side body. Rise up to sitting on the heels. Swing your feet to the side. Come all the way onto your back. Soles of the feet on the earth as you roll back. Cross your right leg over your left, figure 4 shape for eye of the needle. So you could stay right here, pressing that thigh bone away from you, or weave through, clasp behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin bone. Pull that whole little package in towards your face as you urge the right knee away from you. That should light up the sensation in your outer right hip. If you'd like even more, roll slightly to the left and urge the right knee away from you even more. Come back up to center, left foot to the earth. Grab the outer edge of your right foot. If you can't grab there, you can grab behind the knee for a little half happy baby. Press your right knee down to the earth. The left knee falls open slightly like a book. And then stretch the right leg straight, clasp behind the thigh. Stretch your ball toe up towards the sky. If your body allows, you could stretch the left leg straight for a nice little hamstring stretch here as you urge the right hip away from your ear. Even more, you can begin to walk your hands up the leg, bend your elbows, pull that leg in towards your face, and then slowly release back, head, neck, and shoulders find the mat. Breathing into the back of the leg, visualizing space and openness. And then release. Pull a knee to your chest, nose to your knee. Take a full body stretch. Hands by your side, soles of your feet to the earth. Cross your left leg over your right, figure 4 shape. Pressing the thigh bone away from you, or recreating that shape on the second side. Weave through behind the right hamstring or in front of the right shin bone. Flexion through the top foot as you pull that whole little package in towards your face. Now one side will probably feel a little more accessible than the other. We can roll slightly to the right and urge the thigh away from you. Try to let go of that good and bad naming and just be open to whatever this side has for you. If this feels a little more challenging, more room, more opportunity to grow. Rock back to center, right foot to the earth. Grab the outer edge of the left thigh or the pinky toe edge of the foot, half happy baby. Press the left knee down into the earth. The right knee can fall open slightly like a book. Feel the shoulder blades square, collarbones spreading. And then stretch the left leg straight, clasp behind your thigh. Right knee can still be bent. If it is available in your body, you could stretch that leg straight. Press the leg into your hands. That'll give you a bonus little shoulder stretch as well. Option again to crawl your hands up the leg, any amount, maybe even pulling it in slightly. But once you get to that place, release and roll head, neck, and shoulders back down. Could always hold a strap or a belt here around the foot, but I also like just clasping behind the thigh and stretching it straight to the sky. Exhale, knee to your nose, give it a little smooch. Let's take a spinal twist, right hand to the left knee, press it over to the right side of the body. Left arm to the letter T, left palm and shoulder down, working that knee over. Come back to center, knee to nose, full body stretch. Right knee to your chest, spinal twist. Left hand guides it over, right arm to the letter T. Breathe into that right side waist. Come back to center, knee to nose. Full body stretch. Last little piece, bridge pose. Soles of the feet to the earth, hands by your sides. Press into your hands and your feet, lift the hips high. If it's available to you here, roll the shoulder blades together and clasp the hands together underneath you. Stretch from hip points to knees. Really lift and open through the heart space. If you're a back bender and you want to go into wheel, go for it. But this is really more about opening the front body. Release your hands. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. Happy baby. Soles of your feet to the sky. Both of them at the same time now. Rock a little bit side to side. And then release. Both legs straight, palms open towards the sky. Take a moment to just pause and feel. Relaxing from the crown of your head down to the tips of your toes. Allowing yourself to feel gratitude for this body that serves you so well, that works so hard for you, to play, to create, to perform, and to connect. Thank you. Lie here as long as you like. When you're ready, wiggle fingers and toes. Shift on to your side. And then slowly make your way up to seated. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste.